but from what I see in the news, like in Brazil there are some magazines, for example, they always say something bad against Islam. Like there's no necessity to say like this, but they always say. Why? I believe that's because they have an agenda against Islam, because maybe there is some financier, some company, that the owner of this company may be against Islam by some reason, and they pay them to make a reportage against Islam. Yes, my mom came here to Turkey too for my wedding, and she's more open-minded to Islam, but also she's not very interested. She has her lifestyle, her beliefs, and she's satisfied with it. Because sometimes she asks me, some program in the TV saying about Islam, about Muslims, and she called me to explain, is this true, is this not true? So I try to explain to her what we really believe, what we really think. So she has, alhamdulillah, because I can explain to her, she has a, let's say, she do not believe in what the media say. She has a more right knowledge about Islam. Like, unfortunately, Muslims in Brazil, the ones who want to do something for Islam, they don't have the means, because they are normal people, poor people, or working people. They don't have much time or money to work to spread the knowledge about Islam to people. And the ones who can, the ones who have money, the big Islamic organizations, they don't want. They are satisfied like they turn the Islamic associations into cultural associations. So they are not interested, unfortunately, to do a big work to spread the true knowledge about Islam. So there are very rich people who are Muslims in Brazil. There are some organizations in Brazil who make very good money, like with business, Islamic institutions that have business with Islamic countries for like halal food, and they have big money, but unfortunately they don't know nothing. They could perhaps make a TV program. Like in Brazil we have many evangelicals, Protestant evangelical associations, churches. How they spread? They began small. When they had money, they began to produce small magazines and distribute. When they had more money, they bought a time in television, 1 hour in the late night, 2 o'clock in the morning. And it began to slowly increase. And now the Protestant people are 25% of Brazil. They began less than 1%. Maybe Brazilian Muslims could learn from their history and began to do some work to spread Islam like this. Now, you don't have to begin big. You don't have to create your own TV to spread Islam. You can begin like in the big magazines. Say, okay, can we have one page in our magazine to do a reportage about Islam every month? You go to a TV station and ask, can we buy 1 hour per week, 1 day a week, 1 hour to do a program about Islam? Oh, and we have internet now. Through the internet, it's almost free, and it has a very large reach that you can use. So there are many things we can do, but we need more organization. Unfortunately, the Brazilian community in Islam is not organized. It's very disorganized. So we are very little with little money and without organization. So it's difficult to do a proper work of dawah. Islam is increased a lot in Brazil. 10 years ago, the census was done in Brazil, and it was discovered there was 20,000 Muslims in Brazil. It's official statistics. And in 2010, 2 years ago, they made another census, and this number increased from 20,000 to 35,000. It almost twice as much. Why? Because people are reverted to Islam. Brazilian people, they are not Arabic, not Pakistanis, not Turkish, not Brazilian people. They are choosing Islam. Why? Because they are not satisfied with their lifestyles. They are not satisfied with their condition of their lives. No, they want more. They are searching for a meaning in their lives, like me. So, and they don't find it in Brazilian culture, in the other religions. It don't make sense to them. Like to go to a church and pray to the statue of Jesus don't make sense to them. And to go to the parties don't make their life meaningful. But when they discover Islam and they began to read about Islam, they find something. I believe that's the reason.
What do they find in Islam?
They found truth. They found Allah.
Yeah.
They find a purpose in their lives. Because the Islamic life is not only going one day a week, you go to the mosque and pray. After you leave the mosque, oh no, now I can do. Islam is not just to go to the mosque. Islam is a lifestyle. Is your life dedicated to a higher purpose, to Allah? And I believe people in Brazil want this, because they don't have this. You see, it's very interesting because when you think in the Brazilian society, Brazilian culture, Brazilian people, and Islam, you think that they are completely different. Like our culture, we do not have much value to religiosity. Like we want to have fun, to have pleasure. We don't want someone like we want to be free. We want to do things as we like. And some people think, and Islam has a disciplined life. You have to pray 5 times a day. You have to dress yourself in some way. You can't eat some kind of things. In certain situations, you have teachings how to behave in certain situations. Like you can't just come to any woman and begin to talk and shake their hands. No. And it's something the Brazilian culture, Brazilian society, it's very different. It's very normal to people, like to a man and a woman. They are not relatives. They are not boyfriends and girlfriend. They are not wife and husband. But they are just friends, normal friends. People, and they shake hands, they hug. And they like to dress the way they want and to eat like they like. And to think, to pray 5 times a day? No way. Brazilian society, it's very different. But even so, there are many people who are searching Islam. And they are finding pleasure and happiness in having a more disciplined life. In waking up 5 o'clock in the morning to pray. And then to have this discipline in their lives. No, Brazilian people usually they are friendly. No, we like if we don't know somebody, we just met them, we can get along very well. You know, we can get friends just the first time we met. And we like to talk, we like to hear people and, you know, making friends. We are open people. We are not like, you know, usually people from, for example, Europe, they are not so open like the Brazilian people. They are more close and more distant people. But we know we usually, of course there are